of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Good evening, I'm Gamachisa Mandida, your host for tonight's news hour. We're bringing you the latest stories from across Africa. Let's start with the headlines. Ghana. Chinese Premier Li Qiang on Monday met with Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama, who is in Beijing for the Global Leaders Meeting on Women. Li said that China and Ghana elevated bilateral ties to a strategic partnership last year, ushering in new opportunities for cooperation in various fields. China is ready to work with Ghana to expand practical cooperation and deepen the strategic partnership to bring more benefits to the people of both countries. Mahama said Ghana stands ready to deepen cooperation with China in trade, investment, infrastructure, construction, energy, agriculture and mining, while exploring new growth drivers in areas such as the digital economy and artificial intelligence. Mahama added that Ghana supports the Global Governance Initiative and will continue to work with China to firmly uphold multilateralism and safeguard international fairness and justice. The African Union Commission chairperson Mohamed Ali Yusuf has called on African nations to urgently transform the continent's growing youth population into a productive, inclusive and globally competitive workforce. Africa Skills Week 2025 took place in Addis Ababa recently. Organized by the African Union Commission in collaboration with the Ethiopian government, the event was held under the theme Powering Africa's Industrial Future, Skills for Innovation, Growth and Sustainability. Speaking at the opening of the second Africa Skills Week 2025 in Addis Ababa, Yusuf emphasized that skills development is central to achieving Agenda 2063 and powering Africa's industrial and digital future. We must convert our demographic divide into a productive workforce, he stated. The chairperson highlighted that skills development is not only vital for inclusive growth and decent jobs, but also crucial for the digitalization of the African Continental Free Trade Area and the implementation of the second 10-year plan. The government of Togo has launched a national process to revise the African Continental Free Trade Area Framework Agreement, its protocols and the country's national implementation strategy. A national workforce on the review of the agreement and protocols is held from 6 to 8 October 2025 in Lomé, followed by consultations on revising Togo's African Continental Free Trade Area Implementation Strategy from 9 to 10 October 2025. The objectives are to examine the African Continental Free Trade Area Framework Agreement and its protocols to ensure they reflect current global, regional and national economic developments in line with Article 28 of the agreement. In his opening remarks, Mr. Mensah Kofi Vinyo, Chief of Staff at the Ministry of Trade, emphasized that the African Continental Free Trade Area is not just a trade agreement, but one of the continent's most ambitious projects designed to create a single market of 1.4 billion consumers with a combined GDP estimated at over $3 trillion. He highlighted that this initiative represents a historic opportunity for Togo as it will enhance business competitiveness, attract new investments, and promote job creation, especially for youth. Former Assistant Secretary General of the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, Ambassador Dr. Kipyego Chelgate, has underscored the importance of regional integration, digital transformation and infrastructure development in driving Africa's trade and economic growth. Dr. Chelgate noted that while Africa has lagged behind globally, innovations such as M-Pesa and regional banking systems are improving financial mobility across the continent. Digital transformation is key, but it must be matched with physical infrastructure, roads, railways and airports if we are to conduct the kind of business we need, he said. We need highways and railways that cross borders to reduce costs and boost trade. A unified transportation network will unlock Africa's full economic potential, Dr. Chelgate said. He urged African nations to align with the African Union's Agenda 2063, aiming for seamless connectivity from Cairo to Cape Town and more integrated continental economy. The recently launched Pulse of Africa media has great potential in reshaping the existing global narrative about the continent, Ethiopia's Speaker of the House of People's Representatives, Tagesset Jafo, remarked. Pulse of Africa Media, POA, a pan-African media outlet initiated by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, launched last week in Addis Ababa. During a visit to the Pulse of Africa Media's headquarters today, Speaker Tagesset emphasized that POA marks a critical step in amplifying Africa's voice on the global stage. He noted that despite Africa's rich natural resources, deep-rooted values, diverse cultures, and a strong sense of identity, the continent has long lacked media platforms capable of accurately reflecting its true image. The launch of Pulse of Africa helps to fill this long-standing gap, Tagesset stated. Africa must tell its own stories. Through platforms like this, the continent can share its reality, achievements, and aspirations with the world. He further stressed the importance of active engagement from Africans across the continent in ensuring the success of the media outlet. It requires the daily participation of Africans who believe in the power of their own voice. Speaker Tagesset also reaffirmed the Ethiopian government's commitment to supporting the mission of Pulse of Africa, promising the necessary assistance to help the media house thrive. Concluding his visit, the speaker toured the POA's headquarters facilities and expressed admirations for the cutting-edge infrastructure supporting the media outlet's operations. President Taye Askeselase today, October 14th, received the letter of credence of the newly appointed ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to Ethiopia, Dr. Obaida A. Al-Dandawe. During the discussion, President Taye highlighted the long-standing and multifaceted relations between Ethiopia and Egypt, emphasizing the many areas of cooperation the two countries continue to pursue, including agriculture, industry, and manufacturing. The President noted that while some technical issues remain outstanding, they are always within the reach of the two countries' capacity and collective wisdom. Moving on to business news, Shell has approved the development of an offshore gas project in Nigeria along with its joint venture partner Sutlink Energies, the oil major said on Tuesday, the latest in a series of investments by its Nigerian business. The HI offshore gas project, once completed, would supply 350 million standard cubic feet of gas per day at peak production to Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (LNG), which produces and exports liquefied natural gas to global markets, Shell said. The investment, valued at $2 billion according to the Nigerian government, underscores Shell's strategy to expand its global liquefied natural gas business and strengthen its position in Nigeria despite years of challenges. State-run oil firm Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) owns 49% of Nigeria's liquefied natural gas, with Shell at 25.6%, the second biggest shareholder. Other shareholders of the liquefied natural gas terminal are Total Energies and Eni. Production from the HI field, discovered in 1985 and located about 50 kilometers offshore and 100 meters deep, is expected to begin before the end of this decade. Libya's central bank said on Tuesday it had authorized the printing of 60 billion Libyan dinars, which is equivalent to $11 billion, to ensure cash liquidity was available in a balanced and stable manner. About 25 billion dinars of the total has been received and distributed to banks, while 14 billion dinars was expected to arrive from overseas before the end of the year, the statement said. The remaining 21 billion would be imported in 2026, it added. The new denominations are scheduled to arrive in successive shipments during the coming period, according to the plan approved by the Central Bank of Libya, the statement said. That's all for today's Pulse of Africa. Thank you for joining us.